ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहावने शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः। आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमः। मत्स्याद्यवतारेभ्यो नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेयहयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आद्यशङ्कराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। मातापितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपम् स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच Salute the Lord, salute the Guru Parampara, salute the power of the Lord, which deludes us, and ask that power to undelude us and give us the clear picture of our own self, clear picture of the entire world too. Let us requestfully, beggingly ask the Bhagavan either to remove the curtain of Maya or give us such power of Maya, or may he use that power of Maya in us which reveals his self or his nature or him to us. Again, it is Bhagavan Shakti only which wields our vision of the divinity and makes us go through all this life of troubles, inner and external. Again, it's Bhagavan's power only which removes the delusion and gives us the ultimate vision. So may we ask the Lord to bless us with that vision. We are into this 23rd chapter of 11th Skandham of Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuranam, in which we will see the Geetham, the Gana, the song, the sung by Bhikshu, who was earlier a Brahmana but not living a very good noble life. But later on, it is his earlier janmas, whatever Brahmanatva Upasana sadhanas done, that it made him realize his mistakes and all. And in this one life span only, he discovers the truth and all. And in between also, in this Bhikshu Geetam, while continuing his story, Bhagavan also gives wonderful tips for our sadhana. In short, this journey of 62 mantras of this 23rd chapter of 11th Sarga is so touching, appealing, useful, inspiring, informative to all the Adhyatmika sadhakas. It comes and talks from our own standpoint, our stand and our level, and lifts us to the highest level. Let us chant few of the mantras, maybe From shloka number 1 and 2, 30th, we will chant it. ॐ अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच स एवमाशंसित उद्धवेन भागवतमुख्येन दाशार्हमुख्यः सभाजयन् भृत्यवचो मुकुन्दः तमावभाषे श्रवणीयवीर्यः श्रीभगवानुवाच बार्हस्पत्य स वै नात्र साधुर्वै दुर्जनेरितैः दुरुक्तैर्भिन्नमात्मानं यः समाधातुमीश्वरः न तथा तप्यते विद्धः पुमान् बाणैः सुमर्मगैः यथा तुदन्ति मर्मस्थाः ह्यसतां परुषेशवः कथयन्ति महत् पुण्यम् इतिहासमिवोद्मिहोद्धवा तमहं वर्णयिष्यामि निबोध सुसमाहितः केनचित् भिक्षुणा गीतं परिभूतेन दुर्जनैः स्मरता धृतियुक्तेन विपाकं निजकर्मणाम् अवन्तेषु द्विजः कश्चित् आसीद् आढ्यतमः श्रिया वार्तावृत्तिः कदर्यस्तु कामी लुब्धोऽतिकोपनः ज्ञातयोतिथयस्तस्य वाङ्मात्रेणापि नार्चिताः शून्यावसत आत्मापि काले कामैरनर्चितः दुःशीलस्य कदर्यस्य द्रुह्यन्ते पुत्रबान्धवाः दारादुहितरो भृत्याः विषण्णानाचरन् प्रियम् तस्यैवं यक्षवित्तस्य च्युतस्योभयलोकदः धर्मकामविहीनस्य चुक्रुधुः पञ्चभागिनः तदवध्यानविस्रस्त पुण्यस्कन्धस्य भूरिदा अर्थोऽप्यगच्छन्निधनं बह्वायासपरिश्रमः ज्ञातयो जगृहुः किञ्चित् दस्यव उद्धवा दैवतः कालतः किञ्चित् ब्रह्मबन्धोर्नृपार्थिवात् स एवं द्रविणे नष्टे धर्मकामविवर्जितः उपेक्षितश्च स्वजनैः चिन्ताम् आपदुरत्ययाम तस्यैवं ध्यायतो दीर्घं नष्टरायस्तपस्विनः खिद्यतो बाष्पकण्ठस्य निर्वेदः सुमहानबोध स चाहेदमहो कष्टं वृथात्मा मेनुतापितः न धर्माय न कामाय यस्यार्थाय स ईदृशः प्रायेणार्थाः कदर्याणां न सुखाय कदाचन इह चात्मोपतापाय मृतस्य नरकाय च यशो यशस्विनां शुद्धं श्लाघ्याये गुणिनां गुणाः लोभः स्वल्पोऽपि तान् हन्ति श्वित्रो रूपमिवेप्सितम् अर्थस्य साधने सिद्धे उत्कर्षे रक्षणे व्यये नाशोपभोग आयासः त्रासश्चिन्ताभ्रमो नृणाम स्तेयं हिंसानृतं कामः क्रोधः स्मयो मदः भेदो वैरमविश्वासः संस्पर्धा व्यसनानि च एते पञ्चदशानर्थाः ह्यर्थमूला मता नृणाम् तस्माद् अनर्थमर्थाख्यं श्रेयोर्थी दूरतस्त्यजेद भिद्यन्ते भ्रातरो दाराः पितरः सुहृदस्तथा एका स्निग्धाः काकिनिना सद्यः सर्वे अरयः कृताः अर्थेनाल्पीयसा हि एते संरब्धा दीप्तमन्यवः त्यजन्त्याशु स्पृधो घ्नन्ति सहसोत्सृज्य सौहृदं लब्ध्वा जन्मामरप्रार्थ्यं मानुष्यं तद् द्विजाग्र्यतां तद् अनादृत्य ये स्वार्थं घ्नन्ति यान्ति अशुभां गतिं स्वर्गापवर्गयोर्द्वारं प्राप्य लोकमिमां पुमान् द्रविणे को नु सज्जेत मर्थ्योऽनर्थस्य धामनि देवर्षिपितृभूतानि ज्ञातीन् बन्धोंश्च भागिनः असंविभज्य चात्मानं यक्षवित्तः पतत्यथः व्यर्थयार्थे हयावित्तं प्रमत्तस्य वयोबलं कुशलायेन सिद्ध्यन्ति जरटः किन्नु साधये कस्मात् संक्लिश्यते विद्वान् व्यर्थयार्थे हया सकृतु कस्यचित् मायया नूनं लोकोऽयं सुविमोहितः किन्धनैर्धनदैर्वा किं कामैर्वा कामदैरुता मृत्युनाग्रस्य मानस्य कर्मभिर्वोत जन्मदयेः नूनं मे भगवान् तुष्टः सर्वदेवमयो हरिः येन नीतो दशाम् एतां निर्वेदश्चात्मनः प्लवः सोऽहं कालावशेषेण शोषयिष्येऽङ्गमात्मनः अप्रमत्तो अखिलस्वार्थे यदि स्यात् सिद्ध आत्मनि तत्र माम् अनुमोदेरन्न देवास्त्रिभुवनेश्वराः मुहूर्तेन ब्रह्मलोकं खट्वाङ्गः समसाधयत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यन्रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चदगर्हिषित ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तप्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिरहित्वा अन्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच Skype people, is that video coming properly or is it coming with breaks? Can anybody tell please? Is there any break in the video or is it coming in a flow? Is it okay? Because in YouTube there is some break from last 1 week or so. I was trying to find the reason, not able to get it. Is it okay in Skype? Flow is correct? When I move the hand? Please somebody say. ओके इसी में थोड़ा सा यूट्यूब में है थोड़ा देखो व्हेन आई एम मूविंग नो आई एम मूविंग लाइक इन मून वॉक आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू एडजस्ट एनीवे वी विल सी कुछ तो हो रहा है साउंड इज ओके आई बिलीव नाउ व्हाट अ ब्यूटीफुल चैप्टर इट इज लेट अस चेरिश लेट अस एंजॉय इट ऑफ कोर्स बाय द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड एंड गुरु and try to focus our mind intellect to grasp whatever we are able to grasp and pray to the same Lord only. Let the knowledge gained be remaining always in the service of our intellect. so that we are aware of it and we are trying to live that gained knowledge. Yesterday, for the first mantra, we have spent half an hour in which we saw how Uddhava is called as Bhagavata Mukhya. Then, what is the definition meaning of Bhrutya? And toward that Bhrutya, how Bhagavan was so happy, therefore he did Sabhajayanam of that Bhrutya, the Dasa, the Sevaka, the Mitra, the Sakha, the Bhakta, who in put together is Bhagavata Mukhya. And Bhagavan's words are Shravaniya Viryaha, the one whose Virya is worthy of always listening. In fact, it is Lord's Virya alone we have to listen, then alone we will be able to understand that everything in the world that is always happening is His own Virya. Then only we will recognize His greatness. Then only we come out of our own small little ego, and then only we will be able to surrender to Him. That is the meaning of Shravaniya Viryaha. See, one word are given, but if you search out, uh, when you search out, what a beautiful meanings come. That's how the beauty of only Sanskrit language, in which when you know little of it, you will be able to see deeper, beautiful meanings. Especially the Adhyatmic Vishayas, as beautifully put in Sanskrita Bhasha, cannot be put in any other languages. Anyway, so to such a Bhagavata Mukhya, the Shravaniya Mirya Bhagavan, who is a Dasharha Mukhya, Vrutyavachaha Sabhajayan, respecting or valuing these beautiful words of Uddhavji, he starts replying. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So it is Bhagavan's Vani. Bhagavan is Nitya, Bhagavan is Satya, Bhagavan is Sarvavyamaga, Bhagavan is Dayamaya, Karunamaya. Therefore, two things. When Bhagavan gave this knowledge to Uddhava and to all of us, he never had any personal interest or desire or expectation or selfishness in that. Second, because these are the Vanis of Bhagavan, they are applicable universally to everyone. There is no biasness. Anybody who wants to make use of them, they can be used. That's the meaning of Bhagavan Uvach. भगवान वाणी है इसलिए उसमें शक्ति है, भगवान की वाणी है इसलिए कोई स्वार्थ नहीं है, भगवान की वाणी इसलिए सबके लिए वो उपयोग है. So we have to use it. In the first mantra, what we saw yesterday, Bhagavan said, Hey Barhaspatya, hey Bruhaspati Shishya, Savaina Atra Sadhurvai. There is no such a great, completely refined, finished product sadhu who Durjaneritai Duriktai Vinnam Atmanam Samadhatum Ishvaraha. The one is Ishvara, capable of Samadhatum, balancing self, his mind, which is Vinnam, broken, shattered, because of the Durukti, the false words spoken by Durjana, the bad people. So here Bhagavan spoke about the words. We have to accept everything. Words, thoughts, actions from others. When they touch us, unless we are in the Atma Anubhava Sthiti, okay, when we are at the lower Sthiti of Upadhi Samhita Tadatma Yuktata, definitely these happenings of the world do the Bhedanam to our heart, and that Bhedanam is not easy to be removed and not easily it is what I say tolerated. See, as I said yesterday, the four types of the expressions or responses we give to the world when the world approaches us. Outer reaction, inner reaction, outer reaction, inner non-reaction, outer non-reaction, inner non-reaction, and outer inner non-reaction. Very rare are there who balance themselves. Otherwise, definitely it hits the heart, touches the heart, troubles us. That's how the sensitivity of everybody's heart in this world. And that's why the pain given by the words in the universe is more than the pain given by the swords. It's always so. That's why Anityam Asukam Lokam. In this world, everybody that way are dukhi because of somebody or the others ukti, durukti, which hurts our hearts. Even a great people, Bhagavan Krishna, he was also cursed, he was also insulted. See, the Gandhari cursed him, and he was insulted so many times by that, in that Shamantakamani Upakyanam, by the Satrajit, this is Shivala. अब देखो, he was called a chora, he was called a jara. Same is with Bhagavan Rama. Every, even avatars, even the Mahatmas, they are not spared by the world. And the bad people are more always, good are less. Therefore, good are always targeted by the bad. So, Bhagavan himself, as if agreeing, accepting that it is impossible to withstand to the onslaughts of others, bad words, humiliating, insulting words. It causes pain for a long time. So it has got two things there, therefore, as message. What's that? Don't give a chance for others to say so. That's what today in the Vidura Niti, exactly same topics. The three slokas which we read yesterday and today were just a reflection of what we are studying now. Same to same. Live in such a noble life that lesser and lesser chance is given to the world to say anything to us. Even after being so, if the world troubles curses us, go through that dukkha which can't be avoided, but take it as the samashti or the veshti prarabdha. At that time, Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Rama, Mother, Mother, take any name of the Lord and see to it that that situation we cross. This is one lesson we have to learn. Because in Gita Adi and everywhere we see that worse than death is being insulted by the people around. Sambhavitasya chakirti maranat atirichyate. Is it not? Getting akirti, apakirti, insult from others is worse than death. It is living death all the time. Therefore, in our own interest, we have to be so careful, not giving chance for others this way to humiliate or insult or talk bad to us. So maintain that dignity, maintain all this. So from our side, ensure 100% we have perfected ourselves. Okay. In spite of that, when it keeps on coming from the world, Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Rama. Because it is a prarabdha, nobody could escape. Okay. This is the 50% of the answer or the analysis or understanding. Second 50% is what? Key, when the people have misunderstood us, when the people have spoken ill about us in front of us or in front of others about us, when they looked upon us down, when they have sent the negative vibrations which subtly has touched us, how much painful we became. Then should we not be sensitive enough not to cause that dukkha to others, even though how much bad they are? There is Bhagavan, there is Yamaraj. They will take care of the bad karma done by the people, jivas. It is not our job. Our job is what? Try to guide if they are available to us. Try to help if they are seeking it. At least this, if that is not done, just keep quiet without uttering any words of dukkha to them. It is our sadhana. Is it not? See, we are not a ministers, we are not any political bar, we are not in a collector or DM, we are not the judges, etc. We have none of these things given, no? Then why should we take the unnecessary charge of insulting people even though they deserve it for their bad activities? It leads only to the dukkha of our own mana, impurity of our own mana. Is it not? Keep mum. Send not any thoughts negative. If possible, if you are really matured enough, send such wonderful positive thoughts that let that person come out of that moha, come out of that maya, come out of that negativity. May the God and the Lord protect them. This way, keep on sending positive thoughts. If possible, sympathize with that person, but never ever utter the words of dukkha, words of hurting them, because they go for such a long time. This is where comes the use of this divine quality of kshama, even if they do it to us that bad. What's the problem in that Skype? Somebody is again and again entering and exiting. Any problem from our end? 7 times I have seen already. Is there anything we have to do? Hmm. Huh? Just check who is that. Let them not suffer. Hmm. Is it not? We should be like a doctor, tries to avoid all the pain while operating. Even to avoid the pain, he gives anesthesia. Is it not? Same way, our words should be soothed like anesthesia, not to give any pain, even to our own near and dear one children, while operating them for their own any non-positivities. That also, if we have the right or authority, if they allowed us. More important is at the mind level. Keep on only spreading that love and prayers to the divine for protecting all. The more we can do that, first thing will happen is we expand in our own inner personality, we become purified in our own heart. Make a decision throughout life. I'll not talk a word of hurting others, come what may. That much sensitive. It's very tough. That's why Bhagavan said it is impossible. Both not to tolerate or to balance oneself when others trouble us, and also from our side, not saying something when we find some fault around. It's only when we are soaked in that nectar of pure love and devotion to the Lord and seeing that Lord and Lord alone everywhere, and then recognize that anything happening, even the worst than the worst, also is his own Leela, is his own play, his own Shakti, his own Maya. The one who is fully soaked in this type of highest understanding deeply alone can utter only the words of kindness, words of love, words of soothing. Is it not? Can we become like that? Can we at least attempt to be nearer to that way of being in ourselves? Like the Naradadi. When he goes to that Ratnakara, he was scolded. Go and ask your people at home, will they share the result of your Baba? He only gave some information education. Is the power in Narada. Some places it is a story of the Saptarishis also. The power in Narada and all those Saptarishis generated because of their universal vision of the God, followed by the universal love that brought the transformation in the Ratnakara to become Valmiki. Same Narada, the would-be Rakshasa to become tyrannical to the world, had become such a powerful of the Bhakta to guide everyone. It's the power of Narada that the Prahlada got everything before he even landed on the earth from the womb. Is it not? He never scolded anyone. He never said to his father or all Shanda, Mark and all. Ah, that is the height of love and compassion. Great, na? Itna badhiya. So this is what we can learn from it. To the highest maximum level, we may not be able to practice, but at least we can increase our level of patience, level of forgiveness. Is it not? At least we can. थोड़ा थोड़ा तो हम कम करते जाएं तो to that extent we are successful. In spirituality, though the ultimate goal is ultimate goal to all, but while traveling in that path toward the goal, whatever little kadam we put, no, that itself is the achievement for that day. If right now you have forgiven anyone at this moment for whatever they have done and not scolded, you have won that moment. That moment. Next moment, again, another occasion came. Still, you have not reacted. In this way, keep on becoming aware and going on doing it till becomes a habit to us. That's why I said sitting at one corner and doing your japa, upasana, puja is so much easy than being in the world yet non-reacting, being in the world yet forgiving, being in the world and loving, being in the world and serving. More than all, the toughest thing is being the world and seeing the Lord alone everywhere. That is the toughest thing, but that is the greatest challenge also. If you can't, you want to prove your worth, which we can take up. ट्राई करो, एक दिन नहीं तो और एक दिन, सुबह नहीं तो शाम, इस तरह से. So this is the essence. बारहस्पत्य सवै नात्र साधुर्वै दुर्जनेरितै दुरुक्तैः भिन्नमात्मानम यः समाधातुम ईश्वरः. Very, very. In that only, Bhagavan is giving an answer. When you become extreme sadhu, then there is a chance for you to withstand or tolerate. Gurudev says, keep on, take on, go on receiving the heat from the people and go on shedding or giving out the light to the world. Take the heat, give the light. So the answer Bhagavan gave in this only, ki become a sadhu. Sadhu is me. Who is sadhu? Because of seeing Bhagavan and Bhagavan alone everywhere. Therefore, how he behaves with the Bhagavan, that way only the one who is behaving is called sadhu. Toward the God, we have only love, respect, reverence, that's all. We don't find fault with God. We don't fight with the Lord. We don't abuse the God. That's how the one who lives in the world is called sadhu. That's what I'm saying. At the highest level of the maturity, which is not used in the lower level, even if it is used, it only boomerangs. What is that thought? Even the worst of the worst in the world also is happening by the kripa of Paramatma only, in which, be careful, listen, in which there is something silently, secretly hidden. Blessings are there for the individual or the total. What is that? I don't know. But something, because it's done by the Lord, because nobody else can do. Lord is all love and all compassion, therefore he will not do anything wrong. So those superficially appearing to be very wrong, but deeply inherently that there is his great secret, a treasure of blessings only are there. I, with my sixth subtle sense, look at that and never find any fault with anything or the being. Thus, I don't give a chance to myself to speak the words of harshness or even to have the thought of non-positive. Thought भी नहीं होना चाहिए. But too much sensitivity we should gain in ourselves. That is what would be loved by Paramatma. To him only the Shastras are understood. The Antakarana is understood. The Maya is understood. Its play is understood. Its role of bondage is understood. Its role of liberation is understood. And all the Siddhi, Sadhana, Sadhya, Sadhaka, Lakshana, Yogyata, they become an open book to such a person. To all others, they may study Shastra every day, 6 classes, but the years together also, they'll be in the same state of mind of eat, sleep, not understand anything, continue as we were. देखो, भगवत कृपा प्रार्थना करने से शुरुआत में सत्संग के रूप में होता है. But with these positive qualities, the Bhagavat Kripa which comes to us will make us understand all these things. And more we are tuned to Him by more following His words of more and more values, He also gives us the experience of what we are understanding. It is all His Kripa. We have to become sensitive to this understanding. Feel the presence of God, His power, He is aware. Who is the Jiva, at what level He is there. And accordingly is going on giving the phala. So let us deserve His blessings in the form of beautiful phala by being in that state of living only divine values. One of the value is kaya, vacha, manasa, not doing himsa to others, even though they have done to us uncaused, without our mistake. That is the essence here. That much you catch good. Now, satna tatha tapyate viddha puman banaihi sumarmagaihi yatha tudanti marmasthaha yasatam parusheshavah. The parusha words, the arrow-like, harsh words spoken by the people, the amount of pain which they do to our own heart are not done even by the bullets, the bombers, the rockets, the missiles, etc. So, न तथा तप्यते विद्या पुमान बाण ही सुमर्म गई. तो मर्म में लगे हुए बाणों से भी उतना दुख नहीं होता जितना यथा तुदंती मर्मस्ताह असताम परुषैषवः. The harsh words of asat purushas, the amount of pain they cause in our heart is much, much more. Therefore, what are the two, three sadhanas? It's a continuation of the earlier sloka. We are not in this world to improve anyone. Clear? We are in this world only to improve ourselves. To fully equip yourself or busy in your keep busy yourself in improving oneself only. Not even an iota of our attention in the world around. Keep on. And ultimately, when we improve ourselves, what we see is Lord alone, and Lord never does wrong. So, in the earlier practice of not involving in the world to talk Parusha Vakya to anyone, because I am involving in my own Uddharana, when I do it for lives together and my true Uddharana, when it happens of discovering Bhagavan, I see everywhere He only. Therefore, I don't feel any need or purpose in again using that Parusha Vakya to trouble others. So, and then so many thoughts in this regard can be spoken for hours together. One or two things I will say. The world, present world, is filled with the jivas who are at the highest level of ahankara, highest level of swartha, and then highest level of the bhoga buddhi, kamakrodha. Because of which the entire subtle ether atmosphere is in so much of pain and clash that you and I can very vividly see if we are little sensitive. Which person is wholeheartedly laughing, batao? Born out of his inner purity or maturity or fulfillment. When you see a comedy scene, you may laugh it. That's a very gross level. But I'm seeing that beauty in the world. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with the world. With that type of contentment inside, did you see anyone laughing? Because everyone is bombarded by the subtle, powerful negative vibrations that are in the world. Now, my point is, should we add to that by our own non positive thoughts, by our own non positive words, looks, touches, actions? Should we? Is it not? Our responsibility now as the sadhakas or the students of Adhyatmikata is what? We have to add to the positive only into the world. As to the beauty, divinity only, goodness only, not for non-good or negative. I'm telling you, when you look from the very highest meditative standpoint, the entire world is in a peculiar state of arti, dukkha. Outside, they are appearing to be earned a lot of money. There's some name and fame. Whose name and fame? Only pagal log unko मान कहते हैं. Outside it all appears, but inside everybody is in a such a dire state of dukkha, unexplainable dukkha, glani. You and I also have it. Unless you are really purified yourself from last 2 3 decades, never troubled anyone, and lived in the Bhagavat Smarana alone all the time, with that power and with that purification, you may claim that yes, Swamiji, I am in a different state of happiness. बट बाकी सब तो एक अलग ग्लानी में है, ग्लोमी नेचर में, दुखी है. So let us apply the balm, soothing balm, not apply, the mirchi powder and namak in the jakham of the dil of the people. So what to talk then? No, you will become good. You will change yourself. I'm sure. If not today, tomorrow you'll become good. Try like this, try like that. And never ever from your own mouth to say the bad about others. Even if others say, you don't even give ears much to it. You say, ठीक है, तुम समझ गए ना, तो जो गलती हो रहा है, आप उसको भूल जा, अब जो ठीक है वो करते जाओ. Give not chance to yourself even to give little hurt to that person. A very highly sensitive points we are talking. I know. Very incomprehensible they are, and in this world they appear to be impossible to practice. But Bhagavan says that one. By these words saying, what Bhagavan is hinting at all of us is what? The Kali Yuga people suffer because of Swayam Kruta Papa so much. They themselves, when they are suffering, How do you add? Why? How can you add it to their dukkha by your own harsh words? That's why in present world, what helps me personally and what helps in the subtle ether is forgiveness, love, and whatever help that can be done. क्षमा करो, प्रेम करो, जो सहायता हो सकता है वो करो, बस इसका जरूरत है. The amount of the need of love and forgiveness and help, which the world is in now, was never in the past. Because in the past, people were in self sufficiency of knowledge, goodness, values, qualities, living a decent, noble life. They all had that. इसलिए उनको ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं थी। यार वो तुम्हारा प्यार मेरे को क्या है, मैं अपने गुड जीवन में जी रहा हूँ। अभी एवरीबॉडी इज़ अ क्रिमिनल्स और देयर आर ऑल द नॉन पॉजिटिव थिंग। दे आर लुकिंग अप टू समवन। They are doing bad. They know it. They, some of them don't want to come out of it. Few of them even wanting to come out. Few are trying. Few are not able to do it. Yet everyone seeks that. मैं बुरा हूँ मेरे तरफ से, भाई तुम मेरे को प्यार करो. You need not mix both of them. You are bad, therefore I will not love you. Is absolutely lowest level it is. The highest is what? You are bad, therefore you need my love more. To soothe that wound, to make you hold on to me as support, so that I can tell you or guide you how to become good. In a hypothetical case, I am saying not that we are claiming that we are good, therefore we are messengers of the world or saviors of the world. ऐसी बात नहीं है, but the attitude should be like that. Let all good people come to me. That anybody will pray. That is a natural good quality. But let all bad people come to me and take that soothing pat from me, encouragement from me. If one can pray like that, it is the highest. Ranti Deva, like Mahatmas, they do that. So, these three shlokas, that's so mean like that. Now, Bhagavan says, Oh, Uddhava, to answer your question, and also my own point that such a sadhus are not there, I am telling you a huge, beautiful story. That story will inform us and inspire us that it is not impossible totally. See, impossibility is a very funny thing. There is nothing impossible in the world, but those who can make it possible, they are not there. जैसे धर्म का कभी ग्लानि नहीं होता. ग्लानि हुआ मतलब the ones who are supposed to practice dharma, they were not doing. That's the meaning of ग्लानि of dharma. सत्य का नाश नहीं होता. सत्य बोलने वाले नहीं होते. That's the problem. Goodness, good values, wisdom, knowledge, it never gets lost. They're eternally there. The people who take responsibility and practice them, they are not there. So, therefore, to inspire you as well as me, I am telling you a story. That's how Bhagavan says to us in the fourth shloka. So, Kathayanti Mahat Punyam Itihasam Iha Uddhava Tamaham Varnayishyami Nibodha Susamaitaha. So, each of the word again is of very beautiful value. First, Bhagavan says Kathayanti. In this context, people refer for their own inspiration, information and encouragement. Kathayanti, Parasparam Kathayanti, and bolte hi aa rahe hain from generations. What is that? Mahat Punyam Itihasam. So, main sentence is Itihasam Kathayanti. Itihasam means itiha asam. Means iti means in this way. Ha means verily indeed. Asam means happened. Therefore, Mahabharata, Ramayana are itihasa. Means they are not just imaginary stories. They have happened. And very recent past, few thousand years back, that's it. Puranas also happened in different yugas. Some of them happened in a very subtler world, in a mystical way, non-comprehensible to us. Otherwise, they don't speak a jhoot just like that to teach. Otherwise, they will become comics like Panchatantra. They don't become the Puranas of the highest order. Please respect our Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa with all the knowledge, all the understanding. Even if you don't have knowledge and understanding, but just respect in your own interest. So, Itihasam Kathayanti. Point one. Second one is what? Mahat Itihasam Kathayanti. Mahat means one of the greatest Itihasa it is. Because of the content in it, because of the message which carried in it, and because of its efficacy in guiding and inspiring millions of people who have spoken about this itihasa mutually. And then, in fact, spreading such itihasas and thus inspire the people to become noble from the ignoble, okay, is such a great punya karma. Therefore, punyam itihasam. Mahad itihasam, its result. Punyam itihasam, because this is the greatest punya you can do, inspiring the people by giving such happened stories. So I'm not quoting at this time some hallucinatory story from my mind to entertain you or to brush aside your question or to escape from the answer. No. Mahaditiyasam, Punyatiyasam, and Kathayanti, it's not me the first one to say so. So many have quoted it and made use of it. That's the power in those words used by Lord Krishna. Kathayanti Mahat Punyam Ityasam. Iha Uddhava. Iha means in this context of withstanding to all the onslaughts of all humiliating actions, words, thoughts of the people around. Okay. Tam aham varnayishyami. See? Tam aham kathayami, he can say. But he says varnayishyami. Varna means lot of meanings are there. Varna means varnat varnama. I am selecting, choosing it as a vara to give to you. ये मेरा तुम्हारे लिए वरा है. Second is varnanat varnam. In detail, I am going to explain to you my side. In detail, in the sense, the story aspect is in detail, but the content aspect for which the story is told, the purpose aspect of the story, very clearly, very vividly, I try to put in front of you. That's called, that is called as Varanayami. Then what you have to do? Your responsibility is, when I am speaking these things to you, Nibodha. This is the word used even by Duryodhana in the beginning to Dronacharya. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tan nibodha dijottama. Tam nibodha means nischayena bodha. Nischayena bodha means what? With a full conviction that I will grasp the essence of it fully and make it one with me so much. That's called nibodha. Nibodha मतलब अनुभव करना है उसको बस. Okay, Shravanam is listening. Vishlesanam is analyzing. Jnanam is understanding. Nischayam is conviction. Then Abhyasam is practice. Experiencing is bodha. Establishing that experience is called Nibodha. Nischayana bodha. The doubtless anubhava of that. Nibodha. And how do you get that Nibodha of what I am speaking? Susamahitaha. You go, ahitaha means pulling all your faculties and applying them in this endeavor. Samahitaha means samyak ahitaha. Samyak ahita means very well bringing all your faculties. Sushtu samyak ahitaha. Now one more adjective or the particle or the prefix is adding the su. Sushtu samyak ahita means is subject matter को. तो इतना importance दो जिसके result में your mana, indriya, buddhi are involved so much in listening from me that you grasp it fully well the way I want to you to understand, the way I want to explain to you. That's called Nibodha. So Susamahita is your preparation, practice, application. The result of that is Nibodha. Of what? The Katha which I am doing Varnanam. Because this in this context, this is the most Punya Yukta story as well as it is Mahata Itihasam. देखो ऐसे आप एक एक पद का कुछ जगह पे कम से कम अर्थ नहीं जानते हो तो देन द लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन पीपल टेल कृष्णा इज टेलिंग उद्धव नाउ तो ही टेल ए स्टोरी लेट उद्धव लिसन केयरफुली. अब इसके मजा नहीं आता फिर. व्हेन यू नो दैट महत इतिहासम पुण्य इतिहासम निबोध सुसमाहितः वर्णयिष्यामि, because these are the words which give power to these shastras. Why the shastras are eternal? Why they are having such an efficacy to inspire everyone who is ready to receive from them? Because of this power in the words. Remember, our shastras are not casually written novels. They are not the copied literature from somewhere. They are not a business that I'll get some money from it. They're not commercializing in that. Our every shastra is divine. The divinity only involved in that to give the divine experience to all those who are seeking it. Their value you cannot calculate only by respecting it that way. Sometime we can value it, and when you value it and respect it, फायदा किसका होता है? हमारा ही होता है. कथयन्ति महत्पुण्यम इतिहासमिह उद्धव तमहम वर्णयिष्यामि निबोध सुसमाहितः. तो हम सब भी सुसमाहित होकर निबोध करेंगे. एंड another reason for Lord using that words of सुसमाहित निबोध are कि already we have reached 23 chapters. अब कितने बड़े हैं? मैक्सिमम 4 or 5 chapters about the ज्ञानम. उसके बाद then भगवान कृष्ण यादव all the युद्ध they'll disappear. And at this lifetime, after going through the every experience of life, if we are not ready now to learn and become matured, then when will you do that? जबकि बचपन में या कभी का ये सीखनी बात थी हो, अभी हमने लेट किया, लेकिन कम से कम अब तो सीखो. बेटर लेट देन नेवर. देर तो हो गया, अब तो करो ना. दिस द मीनिंग ऑफ लॉर्ड सेइंग निबोध. एंड इन दैट लॉर्ड इज शोइंग इज कंपैशन कि इतना बढ़िया कहानी से इतना मुख्य विषय आपको बता रहा हूं मैं, ये आपको पूरा फल देना चाहिए. उसमें बताने की बात वरना श्याम आई कैन डू, बट यू ऑल्सो हैव द 2 जॉब्स टू हेल्प विथ मी. दे आर सुसमाहित निबोध. है ना? Shruno is a word which itself is very powerful. Please listen carefully. But Nibodha is very powerful. And to that, when Lord has added Susamahitaha, means he is going to give the greatest best thing. Like Gurudev in his lectures. Careful. Listen carefully. He says, means that's the time where he is going to give such a wonderful thought to so many thousands who are listening, that if you are attentive, their lives can get full transformation. Such powerful thing he is giving. Those who have really understood that and prepared themselves and became Samahita, they got the best from Gurudev. In fact, this Nibodha and Susamahita should be 24 ghante in our life. Whenever you do the japa, whenever you do the puja, whenever you are studying Shastra, when you are listening the class. And with all this, when you become subtler to listen, the unspoken subtle voice of the Lord within and without, when you reach to that level and there also maintain the Susamahita sthiti for the purpose of Nibodhatva, the message that you receive from the subtle Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara, they just cut us under all these obstacles, all the misunderstandings. वो इतना पक्का समझा देते हैं. सुनना है हमको. It's a big subject. बोलना बंद करके सुनना शुरू करना है. इसलिए भगवान एक मुख माउथ 2 कान दिए. ज्यादा सुनो कम बोलो. बोला हमारा काम है. कुछ दूसरा कर नहीं सकते इसलिए. नाउ द स्टोरी स्टार्ट्स. ओके, इंटरेस्टिंग. व्हाट इज दैट? व्हाट इज द स्टोरी? केनचित् भिक्षुणा गीतं परिभूतेन दुर्जनैः स्मरता धृतियुक्तेन विपाकं निज कर्मणाम. Now, in this mantra only, before the story starting, Bhagavan is giving such beautiful tips for our own personal inner transformation achieved through our own in our willingness and effort. Okay. What is he saying? See, listen carefully. Kenach with Bhikshuna Geetam. And this story is a Gana song sung by a Bhikshu. That is why it's called Bhikshu Geetam. Kenachit Bhikshuna Geetam. By some Bhikshu it was spoken. Some Bhikshu. What is his name? Naam to batayenge nahi, bas Bhikshu kahenge. Now when he spoke that, while speaking that song, singing that song, to what level he has evolved himself through all the arts of the life? Dhruti yuktena. Dhruti yuktena Bhikshuna Geetam. Therefore it has become a song of inspiration, song of knowledge, song of message, song, in fact, if you can take it out, of total transformation, illumination and evolution. Is it not? In the beginning, he was feeling. But as he has matured, he has learned such a highest message from that oddest situation that he becomes such a Dhrutiman that he gave out that song in such a way that anybody who is singing that song or listening to that, they're all relieved from all the pains. सो ध्रुति युक्तेन भिक्षुणा गीता, मतलब वो भिक्षु जो अपने जीवन के इन अनुभवों से ऐसे पाठ सीखकर अपने आप को ऐसे खड़ा किया कि उसको कोई हिला नहीं सका उसके बाद. फ्रॉम दैट स्टैंड पॉइंट ही स्पोक. Dhrutiyuktena Bhikshuna. Why it is to be said like that? Because there will be another bhikshus who can sing same song with same words, but not out of dhruti, but out of frustration, out of failure, out of depression, out of dejection. You understand? The words remaining same, literal meaning of the words remaining same in sentence, but the effect differs depending on the one who speaks. What same words what I am speaking when they are spoken by Puja Gurudev. Same words with same literal meaning. When he speaks, the effect of that on the audience will be million times more. Because he's speaking from the experience, he's speaking from the infinite state of being. You and I speak it only trying to understand the literal meaning. हम यही struggle कर रहे हैं. In the same way, Bhikshu speaking out of frustration, Bhikshu or anybody speaking out of dhruti, there's a difference. So dhruti yuktena bhikshuna gitam. Now dhruti always again three times sattvic, rasic, tamasic. Now bhikshu being sannyasi is a sattvic dhruti only. And in the sattvic dhruti, the definition is dhrutyaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriyaha yogena vyabhacharinya dhruti sapartha sattviki. Now if I quote all of that and explain to you, it's a huge subject. Here dhruti yuktena bhikshuna means the one who has resolved himself not to fall down to become prey to his own manabuddhi indriya, and the one who is holding on to the truth, in fact, reached the truth only. Such Dhruti Yukta Vikshu has spoken this song. So, Kenachit Dhruti Yuktena Vikshuna Geetam. Okay? Then, what was that which made him sing this song? What happened at that situation is Paribhutena Durjanaihi. He was Parabhavita by the Durjana. The Parabhavita means those who. So Parabhavita by Durjana means he was insulted, humiliated, and neglected, and anything which can be done to do the Parabhava of others are all done except one thing of killing. कत्ल को छोड़कर के जितने भी कर सकते हैं किसी बंदे को इंसल्ट ह्यूमिनेट करने का, सब दुष्ट लोगों ने उनको किया. सो दुर्जनैः पराभितेन धृतियुक्तेन भिक्षुना गीतम केनचित् भिक्षुना गीतम. क्लियर? दुर्जनैः पराभिते दुर्जनैः परिभूतेन भिक्षुना धृतियुक्तेन भिक्षुना गीतम. Now, one of the reason for the dhruti of that bhikshu, even though he was paribhavita, not reacted outside, but sang out this song, which was inspiration to millions later on. One of the reason is what? Wonderful quality Bhagavan is talking about. It is vipakam nija karmana. In this entire shloka, this portion is important. Means what? All the paribhava or insult or the humiliation or the troubling that people have given to him, he has understood they are all the vipaka, means the result of nija karma, his own papa karma, his own dushkarma. Dekho, we never get any dukkha unless we are the ones who have sown the seed for it. We reap what we sow. Now remember, जो हम कल सुबह या आज सुबह क्लास में बात कर रहे थे कि we are part of the samashti. Therefore, even if though we are not at fault, because we are a part of samashti, the dukkha which is happening in the samashti touches us also. And yet, to be in the samashti at that time, who is the cause? It is me only. Therefore, one analysis is this. Second one is what? Unless we take we as the cause for our own dukkha, we don't stop blaming the world. We don't start improving ourselves. Therefore, take responsibility for all the dukkha that is coming to us is the first and foremost thing for the beginning of our own evolution. Now, if you remember in our mornings, Vidura Niti, is this not the mantra which Vidurji told? Only one thing you do, that you take responsibility for your own dukkha, that you have done the mistake and you realize the mistake and you rectify it. You will be growing surprisingly in so many things. You remember that shloka? इतना तो याददाश्त आजकल नहीं है हमको. याददाश्त को बैठे हैं. If at all that book is available, I will chant that mantra for you. and explain also for 1 or 2 minutes because it is so relevant. The last one, what is what he said? Ya Atmana apatrapate brusham naraha. The one who knows that he is at fault of whatever is the dukkha is coming and he is feeling himself shy or ashamed of his own mistakes. Such person, sarva lokasya guru bhavati, ananta tejaha bhavati, sumanaha bhavati, samahita bhavati, tejasa suryaha iva avabhasate saha. This is what Vidura is telling to Dhritarashtra to tell him. Why feel ashamed of whatever mistakes you have done towards Pandavas so far? Come out of those things. If you go on justifying them and continuing them, throughout life of yours, you will be in dukkha and glani. While you are alive, nobody will respect you from the heart. They may respect you because of your outer power. And throughout history, future also, everybody will give you the example only for negativity, not for positive. विदुर जी ने पढ़ा है लेकिन धृतराष्ट्र ने पकड़ा नहीं उसको. Feel ashamed of your own mistakes, bad behavior, and then come out of that. This Dvija's Dhirata, and the Lord has spoken to him inside in the form of all knowledge and experience because he was knowing that all the dukkha given by others is Nija Karmanam Vipakam. Vipakam is fructification of Nija Karma. अपने किए हुए बुरे कर्मों का फल निज कर्मणाम विपाकम. Unless I become very much aware of this thought that it is my dushkarma which led to my dukkha coming through the people in the form of insult, I will not become sensitive enough to reduce the dushtata that is in me. Unless I rectify that way myself, not only I can't escape naraka, not only I can't do the positive thing to get the swarga or even in this world the success and love from people, nor even I can purify my heart, nor I can become spiritual, nor I can do sadhana, nor I can invoke grace of God, Guru and Shruti Mata, nor I can experience the self. For all these higher achievements, the first step is this, not justifying our aparadha. On the other hand, while asking the Lord for kshamapana, we have to rectify them with our own heart. That is why these two texts, very famous. Shiva Aparadha Kshamapanam, then Devi Aparadha Kshamapanam. And also, there are so many such stotras are there which make us understand that we are living a life of our own path. Now, 1 or 2 things here. What is that? Power of Maya, you say, and so many of lives of powerful samskaras are there. Totally overnight we can't change. Impossible. But then, the willingness that I want to become positive, which is free of cost. Can't we do that? And then, even a trace of little goodness when we do, even a trace of badness if we stop, that is the beginning. Just like they say, na boond boond milkar samudra banta hai. Is it not a small seed when it is sown? The seed of this huge people tree, etc., is even smaller than the rye. Sarson ka small. But when it becomes a tree, so huge it is. In the same way, the glory in life is in the beginning. That ability to begin, called as the Purushartha Samarthya, listen carefully the next 2 sentences, very powerful they are. The ability to begin, the called as Purushartha Samarthya, Bhagavan gave to everyone. The only thing is, we have to recognize it, use it. And how it starts? By replacing the word I cannot with the sentence I can. That I can should become I must and I should and I will. Now, this is how we have to start doing. पूरा हम ना किसी भी कारण से कुछ भी नहीं करना चाहिए. कुछ तो अच्छा करना, कुछ तो बुरा कम करना हमारे हाथ में है. ये शुरुआत. Is it not? And wherever possible it is, you do. And wherever you have done both these things, avoiding bad and done good, remember it for your own inspiration to repeat it again and again. Is it not? Those who said, I can't come to the class, they never came from last 2,500 classes we have had in last 2.5 years. But you and I never encourage that word of I can't. Even though in between it happens, कि आज मैं नहीं आ सकता हूँ, it's okay. But that I can made you really I can. And you are able to do. बात समझ में है ना? परमात्मा का कृपा है इसमें, गुरु का कृपा है इसमें, उसके अलावा तो होता ही नहीं. But then at one place, did you prepare yourself or not to come and sit? थोड़ा तो आपका पुरुषार्थ है उसमें, उससे ही यहाँ तक हो रहा है। अब इसको बढ़ाते जाओ। Keep on positively taking responsibility, knowing and doing, knowing and doing, knowing and doing. Before doing, you must know that I am the one who have to do. After doing, you say that it is Lord's grace because of which it happened. Don't say before that कि भगवान चाहे तो करेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं करेंगे, नहीं हुआ तो फिर भगवान ने नहीं चाहा. This is not a very encouraging and inspiring way of analysis. That's only escapism. That only shows the intelligence misused, coupled with arrogance and irresponsibility. Is it not? Can we do like that? भगवान चाहते हैं तो मैं क्लास में आऊँगा, या भगवान चाहे तो मैं साधना करूँगा, भगवान चाहे तो मैं तीर्थ यात्रा में जाऊँगा. भगवान इसके अलावा और कुछ चाहता है क्या? कितना देखो, when we use these sentences with our arrogance, how much it must be hurting the Lord. Is it not? Bhagavan made only whole creation not to trouble us, to give us mukti only. Through all these sadhanas, he kept so much. When भगवान को हमारे भलाई के अलावा और कुछ चाहत हो सकता है क्या? भगवान नहीं चाहते हैं क्या हम सत्संग में आए? Does Lord doesn't want us to do sadhana? Then how can you call him as God only? How our minds, act wrongly, you must catch in this way. That's how develop the distrust in this negative mind and make it positive. It is my life. It is I who have to evolve. It's me who, with my effort, when I evolve and then offer myself at the feet of the Lord, that is the beauty and dignity. Let me do it. I can get up morning. I can do my yoga. I can do my pranayama. I can do my morning Veda mantrocharan after the bath. I can do my japadi. Then I can create that Shuddha Sattva Guna with full ekagrata, and I can attend my morning Upanishad class, and I can grasp what Bhashyakara and Karikakara are saying. देखो इसमें कितना इंस्पिरेशन है. हाँ, I can't do that. Who is doing nowadays? Nobody does it. It's not possible. भगवान की कृपा नहीं है. इन द सेम वे मैं पापी हूँ, मैं दुष्ट हूँ, मैं दुरात्मा हूँ. वो तो हुई है. एवरीबॉडी नोस इट. पब्लिक है वो, सीक्रेट थोड़ी है. बट इज इट हेल्पिंग? See, in this entire shloka, what is there? That's what the whole story about also. Bhagavan said in the capsule form, so we'll explain it, and same thing is repeated again in the entire story. He lived a bad life. He faced the consequence of it. He just paused and thought. He came to know that he was at fault. Then he rectified himself. Then after rectification himself, after also, he just saw the world is like that, troubling him, blaming him. And then with the Dhruti, he spoke out. This song. Okay, in the first portion of his song, what he spoke was two things. In that, I was at fault, it was my mistake, he said. In the second portion, the first portion, he said, thank God that all this dukkha happened to me, that I have awakened today. This was the first song, two parts. In the second song, when he speaks again, he talks about where the entire mistakes are happening, where we have to aim at and rectify. This portion of this Bhikshu Gita is exhaustive. It can be a thorough study in every college, after the 10th class, 11th and 12th में इसको पढ़ाना शुरू करके इसके ऊपर एग्जाम्स रखकर बच्चों को इस ज्ञान में आप थरो बनाओ ना, they will never become liability to the world. They'll become only assets. Okay, so केनचित् भिक्षुणा गीतम दुर्जनैः परिभूतेन केनचित् भिक्षुणा गीतम, then धृतियुक्तेन भिक्षुणा गीतम, then निजकर्मणां विपाकं स्मरता भिक्षुणा गीतम. The one who was remembering that it was his own bad actions which led to this result, he knows it. देखो पिछले दिन में what papa we did, don't remember. Therefore, because of that papa, what dukkha in this life coming, we don't know. But we are not so blindfolded or not so ignorant and stupid fellows that we cannot understand in this life only that some mistakes we have done, the result of that we are gaining. देखो इतना तो बेवकूफ तो नहीं हो सकते ना. In this very life also, Bhagavan gives the result of our bad done deeds in this very life, only to teach us. देखो इस तरह से तुम्हारा बुराई का फल होता है, इसे संभाल के रहना. Whenever I become arrogant and scolded others, I lost the mitra. So I lost that friend because of my own wrong behavior. No, तो ये इसी जन्म का पाठ है. इसी जन्म ने दुष्कर्म किया, इसी जन्म में उसका फल हुआ, और थोड़ा दिमाग लगा के सोचो ना, समझो, दैट ही हैज डन. With that understanding, he expanded the subject that from so many lives I went on doing mistakes. There were so many of the dukkhas I am receiving in the form of inflictions or humiliation from the people. Now let me change. While changing, I become beautified myself, and whatever dukkha coming, I just go on facing it. And while facing so, I'll not insult anybody, find fault with anyone, which is a theme, which is a question and answer between Krishna and Uddhava. That is how the subject goes on. Okay, now let us start the story. Very beautiful it is. Now, what is the place of the story? Avantishu dvijaha kaschita asid adhyatama shriya varta vruttihi kadari astu kami lubdhoti kopanaha. In this first shloka itself, the biography of that Brahmana is told was very bad in the beginning only. First, the name of the place is Avanti. Avanti is that Ujjaini Mahakali, that place is called Avantipura. That's that place, I think. Maybe in that borders of that place, Avantipura. So Avantesu Dijaha Kaschid Asitu. A Brahmana was there. A Brahmana in the Avanti. Naam nahi bataya. Now, one by one is qualities. First, Adhyatamaha Shriya. He was very arrogant because of his gross wealth of the money, etc. In that itself, there are few mistakes that are there. First of all, a Brahmana should not have too much of wealth. Because whatever he comes as a Brahmana, he should spread only in the welfare of the world. That is why he is called as Brahmana. Second mistake is what? Even if you have the wealth, you cannot have the Adhyata. Adhya means arrogance born out of. Adhya actually is richness only, but the arrogance because of the dhana. So Shriya Adhyatama means he is rich by gross wealth, and also he is arrogant because of the gross wealth richness. It includes already he is not the wealthy person in terms of the spiritual knowledge or Shastriya Jnana which a Brahmana is supposed to have. See, Brahmana should have the Adhyatmic Jnana with zero arrogance. Not too much of wealth. Even if he has a wealth, he should be spread for the welfare of society. He should not have it with him. Even if he has God, he should not be arrogant. Now, in all these things, this Brahman is fail. पैसे पैसे नहीं होना चाहिए, पहले बात है. दूसरी बात, एरोगेंस नहीं होना है, वो भी है. तीसरी बात, ये जो ज्ञान होना है वो भी नहीं है. शास्त्र ज्ञान. It includes what? Therefore, he has not used his Brahmana Janma as well as a Kala to learn the Vedanta and Shastra. Rather, he used all that to do something by which he can get this wealth, etc. That means, though born as Brahmana, he has lived the life of Vaishya, Shudra, Ityadi. That's how he has humiliated himself. That is the meaning of it. And that's what is said in the second shloka. How did he earn the wealth? And why he was arrogant, and in that only it will be told why he was so much insulted by others. These 3-4 slokas talk that topic. We will see that Varta Vrutti. He was not doing the Yagna Yaga Vrutti, the Brahmana Artha Vrutti, the Paurohita Vrutti, he was doing Varta Vrutti. Varta Vrutti means he was trading, he was doing business, which itself is Dharma Bhramshata. Is it not? He has denied doing the Brahmana Vritti, therefore he insulted that one. And he took up the Varta Vritti, by which he unnecessarily became a competitor to other Vartaka or the Vaishya. Varta Vritti. Then Kadariyaha. Kadariya means the one who cheats others, troubles others, does himsa to others. Means heartless fellow as regards his earning of the money is concerned. This word Kadariya comes 3 times about this Brahmana in the further slokas. The one who ever hesitates back to trouble others, the one who is himsa yukta, the one who is cruel. Kadariya is cruel, heartless. He will by any cost want his profit, that's all. He will not have kindness or compassion. In that Kadariyata, in the pawnbrokers and all, I don't know all that. Imagine, Karram. So they have given loan to someone and every day this much interest. If they don't pay, what I mean of Kadariya? बस घर जाके उनका पूरा बर्तन सबको जब्त करना without any heart. claiming that कि you promised me that you'll give, you have not given. I told you that day only. देखो लिखा है कि on this day, if the loan is not given, interest is not given, I can attack or I can take all your belongings. So I don't pay heed to your words कि why you could not pay. All that मेरे को क्या करना है? तुमको देना था, तुमने नहीं दिया. अगर तुम लोग ऐसे मेरे से पैसे लोगे, if you don't return, how can I give to others? See, that justification also is there. Therefore, I'll not use any sympathy or compassion. Then I'll take away, and I'm not bothering whether you are suffering, you are on the roads, we are dying out of hunger. All these things is called kadariyaha. Because a Vaishya is supposed to be like that, because then only his Vaishya Vritti can continue. अगर सबको उधार देता गया, कोई वापस दिया ही नहीं, उसको बिजनेस ही नहीं हो सकता. But sometimes the Vaishyas silently, secretly can forgive. It will be a punya for them. Some of them do it also. But if it is publicly done, सब तुमको फिर बेवकूफ लोग, दुष्ट लोग भी आपको मिसयूज करेंगे. Like in charity also. Like when you say, I am giving charity, these things only for SC/ST. No, in SC/ST, everybody is not poor. But you said SC/ST, every rich fellow will also come and take. It happened in one of centers, a medical camp was organized. And it was announced that it is for these people. Poor, all will. I mean, people came and took the all free medication in the car. कार में रिच रिच बाइक में आकर लोग फोकट में मैसेज ले जा रहे थे और मेडिसिन ले जा रहे थे. दैट इज अ फनी थिंग. मिसयूज होता है इस दुनिया में. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग टू टॉपिक्स टुगेदर. वन टॉपिक व्हाट इज गिवन इन द स्टोरी, सेकंड वन इज व्हाट वी हैव टू बी इंटेलिजेंट अबाउट आल्सो. सो एनीवे, वार्तावृत्ति है, कदर्य है, कामी, full of desires, lubdaha, so much of greedy, and worst of all is what? Ati kopanaha. नाक के ऊपर उनका गुस्सा, बस तुरंत बाहर. No, none of these qualities can justify one to be Brahmana. Therefore, only by birth he was Brahmana. In that you can see the Kshatriya, that also worstness of the Kshatriya, Vaishya, the worst of the Vaishya, and Shudra का भी सारे दुष्ट गुण सब उनमें. Too much of angry, too much of greed, too much of desirous, too much of cruelty, and he was involved in business, Vartavritti, not doing his own Brahmana work of Upasana इत्यादि. यज्ञ. ब्राह्मण को क्या है? लोक कल्याण के लिए मंदिर में उपासना यज्ञ करते रहना. व्हाट आर दे गिव दक्षिणा, दे ईट. इफ इट इज मोर रिक्वायर्ड, यू कैन डू दैट शिलवंचा वृत्ति और सम भिक्षा वृत्ति मांग सकते हैं, बस जीने के लिए. See, there are so many things that can be shared. Just because you can do the business, not that you should do. You should also know what you are. If you are having the Brahmana birth, Brahmana quality, you must go for the higher one. How can you do all these and lower your thing? The Brahmanas who are doing Vaishya work in this life will be born as Vaishya only next life. I mean, their whole mind will be only in trying to put efforts and investments only in the material things. They will never be available for the higher realities, higher truths, higher evolutions. यही भटकते रहेंगे वो लोग. In the same way, those Vaishyas, while doing this Vaishya Vritti, even Kshatriyas, if they are attending to some Brahmana related satsang and all, अगले जन्म में वो लोग that they become. देखो, यथा गुण तथा जीव. अब क्या चाहिए आप डिसाइड करो. वो जो दुनिया जिस रूल से चल रहा है, this is what we kept in front of you. Now you decide. Then what happened? ज्ञातयः अतितयः तस्य वाङ्मात्रेण अपि न अर्चिताः. He was such a cruel, crooked, selfish, arrogant, angry, stupid fellow that ज्ञातयः अतितयः, his own family members, even own blood relations, and even if by mistake somebody, any one of the guests come to him, he has never taken care of them, even by the mouth also, by word also. वांग मात्रेण अभी न अर्चिताः. देखो कितना भयंकर है ये. Because of this thought which is prevalent in everybody all the time कि मैं उनसे प्रेम से बात करूं या स्वागत करूं, so they will take me for granted, then they depend on me and they take away everything. इसलिए वो धनवान लोग ना जोटे लोगों के ऊपर ऐसे गुस्सा वाला व्यवहार करते हैं ताकि they keep away from me so that they don't take away things from me. आजकल हो गया, लोग मुंह से कह भी नहीं रहे आप हमारे घर आओ, बिकॉज आ गए तो फिर हमारी प्राइवेसी जाएगी, और ऑल द एंजॉयमेंट्स गो अवे, एंड देन हाउ कैन आई फीड हिम सो मच, एवरीथिंग इज कॉस्टली टुडे. People have become so self-centered, that they are hesitating even to utter a word of how are you, because people will say मैं बहुत दुखी में, थोड़ा मुझे हेल्प करो. That is the atmosphere living in now. Then there are people who have to come to sacrifice, like at the time of freedom fight, people were required to sacrifice their lives for the freedom. Now the psychological bondage people are going through, we were need some people who sacrifice their own selfishnesses and offer their readiness to help to the people. अब सब लोग ऐसे अपने आप को सेल्फिशनेस में कुकुन करेंगे ना, then this earth will not be tolerating the heaviness of such heavy selfish fellows. देखो, सबके दुखों को लेकर स्टेबल रहकर सबको सपोर्ट करने वाली पृथ्वी को ही अगर हम रुलाएंगे, तो वो पृथ्वी माता कहाँ जाएगी फिर? What I am trying to say is, don't be like this wretched Brahmana who is not even giving lip service also to the people, to listen to their problems or to help them, or even to talk good words of love, kindness. Vang matrena api na architaha. Now I can't put it in the English language, which I don't know. Even he is not talking the kind words कि मैं हूँ तुम्हारे साथ, I can help you, देखो this can be an way. He is not giving even the time to talk to them also. कल आओ, परसों आओ, मुझे क्यों सुना रहे हो, मैं नहीं कर सकता. These are the attitudes. The meaning of वांग मात्रेण न अर्चिता. What is the meaning of वांग मात्रेण अर्चिता? अच्छे दिन आएंगे, मैं तुम्हारे साथ हूँ, देखो मैं इतना हेल्प कर सकता हूँ, तुम भी मेहनत करो, और बुरे दिन बीत जाएंगे. Then the next one is Shunya avasata atma api kale kamay anarchita. And because of his attitude, he was avasata shunya. He was living in a house absolutely lonely. Because wherever the len then is there, people come, only len is there, no then. Why will the people come to you? People come to you seeking some love. You have all the money, all the riches. So what? ततः किम, तुम उनको हेल्प नहीं करते हो, तो शून्य आवसत. देन आत्मा अपि काले कामयान. दैट बेवकूफ was so much he himself has not propitiated his own body etc with all the riches he has got. खुद को भी उन्होंने खुश नहीं किया. मतलब क्या हुआ? Not even had a proper food, not a proper clothing, nor even lived a little comfortable with all of the riches. Only to tell the people, देखो मैं खुद ही यूज नहीं कर रहा हूं, तुमको क्यों? No, this is like the children asking, Papa, नया चप्पल गया. He will take him to the चप्पल stand and shows. देखो मेरे चप्पल 3 साल से पहन रहा हूँ, फटे पुराने हैं. तुम मेरे से बड़े हो क्या? मैं इतना घूमता हूँ, मैं ही फटे पुराने पहन रहा हूँ, तुमको क्यों? That is the meaning of काले आत्मा अभिनार्चिता. Papa, give me pocket money. He says, see my shirt, I don't have any pocket. That means not to give to the people, he himself has never enjoyed. Such a lobhi he was, such a miserly person. He will not add even masala to his sabji. He will not even boil them. Kacha khayega, bas khatam. He will not have the second thing also. Sukha roti khayega. अरे बेवकूफ, इतना पैसे, तुम तो एंजॉय करो ना, मैं एंजॉय करूँ तो लोग भी आएंगे मेरे को पूछने को. दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ एटीट्यूड, क्या नाम देवे उसको? ही वाज लाइक दैट. And then we will see how others will insult him and they will discard him. Then they become a team and they take away all his wealth. Now he's lost everything. From that state of mind, he slowly realizes. And then he starts singing that song. That's why मैं कह रहा हूँ, this story is very much related to us. What's further? Tomorrow, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हरि ओम. Hum, friends, one katha is over. Bhagavatam. Let us do Valmiki Ramayanam.